Hello there, my Capricorn collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. What are you doing, Capricorn? What are you doing, Capricorn? Capricorn, some of you are going to self-publish. You're going to produce yourself. Some of you could be creating your own sort of opportunities here. Yeah, that 10 of Wands. Oh, endings, new beginnings. This is a very interesting time for you too. So you're probably turning down opportunities. You're turning down offers. Some of you are realizing that something really wouldn't give you the freedom that you need. So this is like really look at your options right now and figure out what's actually going to allow you to grow and expand, or what could keep you stuck. So not every opportunity is the opportunity that you think. So definitely be very mindful when it comes to the choices that you make. 8 of Pentacles there. Oh, yeah. So you're going to have a very interesting decision here. So, damn Capricorn. A lot of your energy comes back to this. So you're getting a lot of offers. Some are going to be good. Some are not going to be so good. So you're going to be making some very interesting judgment calls. Those of you, when it comes to the work that you do or the opportunities that come your way, what brings you the best sort of outcome? Be mindful of the packaging of something too. So something might seem like a great opportunity, but don't be distracted by all the sort of shiny things that come with it. So definitely pay attention. Some of you would be far better off like self-publishing, self-producing, sort of creating your own opportunity instead of allowing a sort of the bigger opportunity to come in. So this is like contracts. This is like opportunities. What's going to allow you growth, or what's going to like keep you stuck? There's like no bullshit energy when it comes to you, Capricorn. So you got a lot of sort of inspiration here. But what sort of keeps that inspiration going? Damn, Capricorn. King of Wands. There. Ooh, there's that Gemini energy. That's like partnerships. I don't feel this is romantic with you. There's that Queen of Cups. There's the Two of Wands. I'm drawn to the ruby and the emerald vibes on this with you, Capricorn. This is like red room energy. This is like green room energy. And there's the Two of Wands. Oh. There's like this competitive vibe around you, Capricorn. So a lot of snake energy. But sort of be mindful of that too. I don't think this energy sort of scares you either. But you need to definitely be very, very mindful. Be mindful of the packaging of something. That really makes all the difference. So whatever this opportunity or whatever opportunity you're trying to create or manifest, make sure that it isn't just like a stuck, stagnant energy. Some of you are better off doing it on your own. Some of you don't need all that sort of external vibe as well. So take what's yours and leave what's not, Capricorn. There's the Star energy. That's that Aquarius energy. There's the Six of Pentacles. So there's options, there's opportunities, but what's going to limit you and what's going to allow growth? So, damn. I feel like this is more work vibes when it comes to you, Capricorn. Some of you, maybe when it comes to relationships or partnerships, you need to look at things from both sort of perspectives. There's the Nine of Pentacles. There's that sort of Four of Wands. So some of you, it's like standard-ass energy. Some of you, it's like basic relationships or partnerships. There's like a fakeness to whatever this is. So Capricorn, it's kind of, do you want like your own sort of vibe, or do you want like a generic type energy? So a lot of you are getting very generic options. You're getting a very generic opportunity that might not be the best for you. It might not allow you more of that sort of opportunity to grow. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself right now. Those of you need to be focused. Some of you would be better off kind of doing your own thing right now. So, damn. Damn, Capricorn. This is not a decision that you make very lightly either, Capricorn. So don't be sort of persuaded by a lot of the sort of pomp and circumstance energy around something. Those of you with creative ideas, do be mindful of that. Relationships or partnerships, that's sort of lover's vibe. For some of you, this is something that's going to sort of be a natural or something that you should sort of expect when it comes to whatever you do. There's always that sort of vibe there. You never know, right? Anyone that handles snakes, most people get bit at least once, even from a non-venomous type snake, right? So you need to get comfortable with this. Now is not the time for irrational fears as well. Some of you overcoming those fears. Some of you could just be like the energy that's around you. So there's always that sort of be mindful, be aware, whatever sort of environment that you're in. The snake energy doesn't scare you, or at least it shouldn't. This is just being mindful and being very aware. So especially when it comes to the work that you do. There's a sort of expectedness to this, or you should be expecting this. It's not an overly exaggerated energy, Capricorn. It just kind of is what it is. So everyone's sort of out for themselves, and you have to be mindful when you're moving towards these opportunities with you. You need to have some very interesting conversations. You need to be looking at things from a very different sort of standpoint. What gives you the best sort of return on investment when it comes to something as well? Knight of Swords there to the Six of Swords. Some of you are going to have to get out of your feels when it comes to something and really pull focus back on this sort of pentacle energy. You can have the inspiration. You can have that sort of idea. You can have that sort of opportunity. But what's the sort of tangible outcome of it? This feels like don't sell yourself short. You got to look at everything from a different sort of perspective, more grounded and focused. There's the Four of Cups when it comes to this lover's energy. Be mindful of the whining and dining type element when it comes to this too, Capricorn. So you're going to have a lot of options. You're going to have a lot of opportunities. But what would be the best one for you right now? Ooh, double Aquarius energy here. So you need to look at something from a far more realistic standpoint. Capricorn, some of you could sort of get this knowledge through just basically what you do. There's an understanding that comes with this, Capricorn, that you need to sort of understand. This is definitely pulling focus back on you, but what would be the best option? So some of you Capricorns could be getting like an option on what it is that you do. You could be given the opportunity to option into something or to take options when it comes to something. What's the sort of best vibe with you? Some of you, it's almost doing it yourself. There's this energy of self-publishing, of creating your own sort of production company. It's like standard energy. So this is all like sort of standard operations. This is kind of like standard opportunities. But damn, know what that sort of vibe is when it comes to you. What's your options? What would be the best option? Page of Cups. There's the Capricorn energy. There's the Queen of Swords. And there's that Ace of Cups. Ooh. Capricorn, do not mix your personal life and your work life, your romantic life and your work life. Damn, Five of Swords. Queen of Wands with the Empress energy. Be mindful of who you're sharing your ideas with as well when it comes to this, Capricorn. Some of you, when it comes to relationships or partnerships, some of you make sure someone don't sell you out in order to get an opportunity here. So there needs to be a realistic sort of vibe when it comes to what it is that you're doing. Those of you that's doing new things, Capricorn, really looking at it from the perspective that you need to be. Don't let your emotions get in the way of like an opportunity here. I feel like you don't have to sell yourself short when it comes to something either. There's like an opportunity that's specifically for you. Those of you, if you're getting into working type situations where you're kind of sharing your idea, you're getting your idea out there, but there's sort of extra energy on top of it. This is like creative control. So understand how that all goes. There's a level of grown-upness with this. There's a level of looking at things from like the realistic standpoint. Don't mix your personal life and your romantic life and your work life as well. So, damn. If you got an idea, keep that shit to yourself, Capricorn. Be mindful of who you sort of bring in on any sort of ideas or projects that you're working on. Especially if you're the creative one here, Capricorn. So, damn, Capricorn. There to the Four of Wands vibe. There to the Ten of Swords. So, yeah, for fuck's sake, Capricorn. How much sort of creative control do you want? How much artistic control do you want here? Some of you, when it comes to your relationships or partnerships, making sure that you don't sort of get stuck in a relationship or partnership that really isn't all that sort of conducive to your type of vibe. Some of you, relationships or partnerships, you need to pull focus back on yourself. Who's in that sort of energy with you too? Those of you that do anything creative, be mindful of that sort of energy too. It's a fertile energy. It's a very sort of fertile opportunity with you, Capricorn. But you are definitely navigating in some very interesting energy here. So you're well aware with this snake vibe. The snake vibe shouldn't bother you. This is you're aware. So those of you, if you grow up somewhere where you have to deal with venomous snakes, some of you, if the work that you do, you're dealing with kind of snake-ass energy, you have to be mindful of that. So there should be no fear-based sort of choices when it comes to this, Capricorn. Those of you, how much sort of control do you want when it comes to this relationship or partnership? Some of you are going to choose to go on your own. Some of you should be doing something on your own, especially when it comes to this sort of incubation period. So this is like the realities of something. So my creatives, if you're selling an idea, you're selling a concept, make sure that you understand what that connection is all about, what that energy is all about. So you could feel like you're selling out here, Capricorn. Yeah, I don't know. Some of you romantic relationships or partnerships here. Some of you working relationships or partnerships here. Those of you that's working on creating something and you're kind of in that incubation period, some of you be mindful of who all sort of is in that vibe with you as well. So Capricorn, some of you need NDAs. Some of you need to be mindful of who sort of has control here or how that sort of energy is going to go. So something could seem like a great opportunity, but you need to be very mindful of that. Some of you, it's like standardized contractual energy here. So it's not like a great opportunity. It's like industry standard. Some of you Capricorns should be getting up into that sort of industry standard type vibe. That should be part of your jargon. That should be part of how you sort of operate in this energy. It's a good vibe, but it's like whoever's in the writer's room needs to have an NDA. This is like if you're a musician, whoever's in the sound booth, whoever's sort of hearing what you got going on, NDAs. There's a commonality with this too. So it's not that dramatic in energy. It just kind of is the way it is. So whatever you're interested in, Capricorn, some of you need more sort of real life experience with that. Instead of just kind of, I don't want to say don't be a dumbass, but for some of you, don't be a dumbass. There's like a standard that is met or a standard that is used that you need to kind of get comfortable in that energy moving forward. So that way it keeps your options free. It's like this snake ass energy, but it kind of is what it is. So if you grow up somewhere where you have to be mindful of venomous snakes, you're just used to that. So there shouldn't be no fear when it comes to this, Capricorn. Some of you need to take the piss out of something or take the sting out of something, because a lot of this is just sort of standard energy. But do you understand what that sort of standard is? And how much creative control or how much sort of control do you want when it comes to this relationship or partnership? Work, love, life vibes. Capricorn, those of you, if you're working with a partner, some of you may need to make sure that you have some sort of agreement in place when it comes to that as well. Who's the creator and who sort of controls that relationship or partnership? Some of you, it's like industry standard. So whatever sort of industry that you're in, Capricorn, some of you, this is like just industry standard type opportunities here. The snake energy shouldn't bother you because it kind of is just the way it is. So if you're like looking for opportunities, you're kind of in the energy of other people who are looking for opportunities as well. So be mindful of the conversations that you're having. Who's in the rooms? Some of you, this is like NDAs are just sort of standard when it comes to this. Those of you in the writer's room, those of you in the sound booth. So you have the creative side of something, and then you have like the realities of that creative side of something. Some of you would be far better off maybe doing your own thing. So that way you kind of keep creative control over something. Be mindful that you don't get stuck in a situation where you really have no sort of opportunities. Some of you, it's a fertile energy, so some of you in regards, pay attention to your family planning. You got this Queen of Wands energy. Don't mix your romantic life and your work life. Now, Capricorn, you don't need to sort of messy up the energy there. This is like a realistic type vibe to this too. So who wants you for you and who wants you for this sort of opportunity that you bring? So my creatives, this is being realistic when it comes to your sort of creative vibe. Some of you, when it comes to your relationships or partnerships, you need to make sure that you're definitely well aware of that. This is like NDAs and whatever the hell you got going on. Don't just share your dreams or ideas with just anybody, Capricorn, especially if you're sort of in the snake ass energy with you. That really shouldn't bother you. This is just self-awareness. So, damn. You got the opportunity, but don't let yourself sort of be stuck not being able to move forward with it. This is how much sort of creative control do you want on top of it as well. Who's in the room? Who's the sort of vibes when it comes to whatever the fuck it is you're doing? So this is like common. Some of you, this is like common energy. So it's only dramatic if you make it dramatic. Some of you need to realize the sort of realism when it comes to something. So, damn Capricorn, this is let me upgrade you, but you need to get comfortable in that sort of energy. You don't need fear. So some of you need to just sort of understand that vibe. The snake energy shouldn't scare you. Some of you, you almost need to get comfortable in that. So any of you that grew up anywhere where there's like venomous snakes, and you're just mindful of that. It's just a part of what you do. So some of you, in regards to the work that you do, this is a lot of NDAs. Who's in the writer's room? Who's in the sound booth? Now's not the time to mix your interpersonal relationships with what you got going on with work. So be mindful of the pillow talk, Capricorn. Be mindful of who you share your dreams with. Because there's always that energy of who's going to backstab you. This is like if you're a comedian, who's going to steal your jokes? Who's in the writer's room with whatever you got going on here? Damn, Capricorn. Some of you, now is not the time for a new relationship or partnership. Who wants you for you, and who just wants kind of in on this opportunity with you? It's not dramatic, and it shouldn't overwhelm you. A lot of you, it's kind of industry standards. So whatever this is, you kind of need to learn and grow and be comfortable in this energy. Make sure you're not being used. So if there's any sort of opportunity here and you're dealing with another partner, some of y'all make sure that you have the sort of the right sort of some of y'all, it's paperwork, the right sort of NDAs. This is like creative control as well. So be mindful of the overly passionate connections now, Capricorn. You don't need that. Some of you been there, done that before. So whatever the fuck this is like living, learning, growing, understanding. It's only dramatic, or it can only be complicated if you're not paying attention. So you need to learn and grow and understand. A lot of you, this is like it's just sort of the way it is. So you need to look at every relationship or partnership from that perspective of the snake energy. The snake energy shouldn't scare you. Some of you, this is just being comfortable in that, being aware of that, especially with whatever you got going on. So be mindful of who you're sort of sharing your ideas with. Be mindful of who's in the room. Be mindful of that writer's energy. Be mindful of who's in the sound booth. It's only different if that's not what you're used to. But for a lot of you, this is sort of like standard type energy. This is something that should kind of become the norm when it comes to you as well. So let me upgrade you, Capricorn. But first, there's some things you need to learn, some things you need to know, some things you need to understand, especially when it comes to the creative side of things. Some of you are going to choose to self-publish, or depending upon how much sort of creative control you want over this, you need to focus on like your own. So this is like some good sort of conversations. For some of you, this is just the way it goes. So whoever's in the writer's room, whatever that sort of energy is, right? There's like certain sort of standards when it comes to that. Now's not the time to mix your personal life with your work life. So be mindful of the sort of pillow talk. Be mindful of sharing your ideas as well. And be mindful of the sort of creative control too. So damn. This is watch your back, Capricorn, because some of you just kind of need to do that. So in regards to interpersonal connections, just assume that everyone you're dealing with is a snake. Now, whether they're like a venomous or not, it's still that energy of you need to be mindful of this. It's like industry standard, though. So whatever you do, it's a fertile energy, too. So damn. Take what's yours, leave what's not, Capricorn. Being very mindful here. Some of you should definitely have a voice of reason when it comes to this, to avoid this sort of manipulation. So, damn. This is like bigger pond, bigger fish, bigger opportunities. Some of you being very mindful of those opportunities. Keep your ideas to yourself. Some of you, you're far better off kind of doing your own thing right now until the opportunity sort of shows up. This is that energy of the comedian, and someone sort of steals their jokes. So, you know, Capricorn, if you sort of date people that's in your same sort of vibe, just be mindful of that. Because, damn, what's your idea versus someone else's? This is not a typical Capricorn energy. So, when it comes to business, definitely compartmentalizing your work life, your personal life, your romantic life. Don't mix business and pleasure. Don't share your fucking ideas either. So, damn. Even if you are in a relationship or partnership, or you start a relationship or some sort of partnership with your partner, make sure that that sort of has its own sort of... it's like set of rules or regulations when it comes to that. So some of you, this is like everything is different. You need to look at every sort of opportunity as a sort of... it's a snake-ass vibe. So, damn, where's your voice of reason on this, for fuck's sake? Where's your voice of reason? Just assume everyone's this sort of snake energy and you're going to be fine. It's not a paranoid energy. It just kind of is what it is. Those of you that grew up in areas where you had to deal with venomous snakes, right? It just sort of is what it is. It doesn't over-consume you. It doesn't take away all that sort of energy from you. But you're well aware. So, snake energy all around. So, damn, some of you, whatever the fuck you do for work, especially those of you creatives, you could get an opportunity, but is it going to move you forward, or does this sort of keep you stuck? Some of you be mindful of the groupie energy too. So, damn. Be mindful of the overly passionate connections. Definitely be mindful of your pillow talk. Definitely be mindful, because there's a lot of fertile energy here as well. So, damn. Just assume everyone's like in the snake energy. So, just kind of respond accordingly. Some of you, this is just sort of the energy that you're in. This is like a realistic type vibe too. Not everyone's energy, but for some of you, this is just kind of the way it needs to be. So if you're getting into a new opportunity, you need to look at the realistic sort of side of things. I love this energy with you, Capricorn. This is definitely grown up. This is definitely moving up. This is definitely, you're not in Kansas anymore. So the energy is different. The opportunities are different. Look at you go, Cappies. Anything else for Capricorn here? The Four of Wands there with the Gemini energy. Oh, for fuck's sake, be mindful of groupie energy, Capricorn. You're attracting a lot of attention, but do be mindful of that energy. I don't feel there's a lot of romance energy on this, Capricorn. So don't let your emotions overwhelm you. Be mindful of the opportunistic vibes as well. So, damn. Investing in yourself, focusing on yourself. Seven of Cups there with the Temperance Angel. Ooh, some of y'all, sit your ass down. Now's not the time for this sort of, these interpersonal reactions or interactions. Some of y'all, be mindful with your pillow talk. Be mindful of who you're sharing your dreams and goals with. There's the Ten of Pentacles. You got a lot of opportunity here, but you got to make sure that you're not overwhelmed with something. Ooh. Now's not the time to be overwhelmed. That Pisces energy there with that Four of Cups feels like water moccasin energy. Hopefully you're not afraid of snakes, Capricorn. So some of you, this is like being realistic and understanding the sort of energy that you're dealing with. Because you got like great opportunities, but you got to make sure you're very mindful of that. There's a reality with this that you need to understand as well. So things might seem all great, but there's like a lot of things that you need to sort of take into account with regards to your relationships or partnerships. There's no paranoia with this. This isn't about that sort of paranoid energy, Capricorn. Some of you, it's just the sort of reality of the energy that you're in. So, right, everyone looks at Australia because they have so many things there that are so venomous and poisonous, but there's plenty of Australians that live their whole life and don't really have that sort of threat. It's kind of like that with you, Capricorn. Those of you, whatever sort of work you do, whatever these sort of opportunities are, just assume that everyone's that sort of snake energy. So not all bad. It's not all like negative, but it is what the fuck it is. So you just have to be very mindful there. Those of you keeping your ideas and your dreams to yourself right now until you focus on what's more tangible. Some of you with regards to working opportunities. Some of you, now's not the time to date. Definitely now is not the time to form interpersonal connections, because you need to understand something. This is like bigger pond, bigger fish. So some of you need to sort of get used to the energy before you sort of allow yourself to be overwhelmed or overconsumed. Some of you, in regards to interpersonal relationships or partnerships, this is like the comedian, but someone like steals their jokes. So, damn. Understand the energy you're in before you sort of create these connections. Some of you be mindful of the overly passionate. So there's a very fertile vibe with you. But damn. This is like prenup energy, Capricorn. Those of you, if you're doing something, you're working with a partner, having like an agreement when it comes to that. So this is no bullshit energy. So this is a change up of vibes, but you need to be mindful and just aware. You're not in Kansas anymore. So some of you, the fairy tale version of something isn't really what the fuck you think it is. There's a reality to this that is, it's very tangible. So the opportunity shows up. You need to make sure that you're aware of that energy. 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. There's the Hierophant, and there's the 10 of Cups. This is like wish fulfillment. This is like achieving your goals or dreams, but this is in a very realistic type vibe. There's a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort put in this, which could bring about some very good changes or opportunities for you, Capricorn. But you need to look at something completely different. Let me upgrade you. No fear with this, though, Capricorn. So some of you need to get over your fears of something and look at things from a more realistic standpoint. I like that snake energy with you. But if you grow up where there's a lot of venomous snakes, you're just more aware. It doesn't like consume you, but you're also just aware. So this is, you need to get used to something. For some of you, something's going to become a norm that isn't going to seem very normal for you. But for some of you, it needs to. Those of you, be mindful of your relationships or partnerships. It's a very fertile energy. But even within that, there should be like, this is like, you know what the fuck everything is about. There's no sort of, there's no fairy tale energy on this. This isn't about fairy tales. This is about the reality. 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords with the King of Cups. Pull that focus back on yourself, and some of you get out of your feelings on something. So you could be taking a break from dating. Some of you need to take a break from dating until you sort of figure out the energy that you're in. So just because you could be in a relationship or partnership doesn't mean that you should. There should be a voice of reason that's sort of guiding you on this as well. So bigger pond, bigger fish, things are different. When opportunities come in, you need to look at things differently. This isn't paranoid, though. Some of you, this is just sort of the way it is. So be very mindful of that. Knight of Wands, there with the Six of Cups, with the King of Pentacles. There's like a great idea, a great opportunity, but some of you need to focus on the sort of realities of something. This is like good relationships or partnerships, but there's a reality to this that is definitely different. It makes all the difference. So there's no over-romanticizing anything. There's no over-romanticizing anything. This is like prenups. This is like looking at things from a more logical standpoint. This is like a reality. So those of you that like the reality shows, right? Most of them relationships or partnerships, that's all sort of planned out. It's not about love. There's a sort of, there's an understanding there. Some of you could get the opportunity to do a reality show. Maybe some of you going on a dating show. Whatever the hell this is, you need to sort of get used to the energy that you're in. This is like a good opportunity, but if for some of you, it's going to be a reality that you're not really used to. But some of you need to sort of get used to that reality. So, whatever the fuck you got going on here, Capricorn. Take the time to sort of acclimate yourself. Be aware of what you need to be aware of. Don't make any sort of fear-based decisions right now, but you need to definitely kind of understand the vibe. So maybe you're going to do a reality show. Maybe some of you have an idea for a reality show. But there's like contracts signed when it comes to this. There's more to it than just what you think. This isn't like what you're used to. Just assume everyone's a snake and just sort of respond accordingly. But there should be no fear here. There should be no fear here. Damn, Capricorn. Take what's yours and leave what's not. There is no over rosy type vibes here. This is a reality. Some of you, it's a different reality. Be mindful of the contracts. Be mindful of your relationships or partnerships. Be mindful of those connections. Something is definitely not going to be what you think it is, but it's sort of the reality of it. So, damn. Take what's yours, Capricorn. Leave what's not. This is like an interesting opportunity, but be realistic, be grounded, and just assume everyone's a snake. So, you know, it's not a negative, but it is what the fuck it is. Some of you be mindful of the emotional connections, because that's more like water moccasin energy. And water moccasins are a whole nother sort of vibe. So, you know what I mean? Be mindful of your emotional connections. Because some of you, it's like water moccasin energy. So, damn. Some of you could go on a reality dating show. Or some of you are going to see the realities of how sort of all that energy works. So how much sort of creative control do you want? What's this sort of vibe with you? If you're a creator, this is like creating that opportunity or getting that opportunity. But some of you, be mindful of those interpersonal connections. Just assume everyone's a snake and sort of respond accordingly. And you're going to be fine. Keep your ideas to yourself as well. Those of you, if you're working with a partner, when it comes to something, you need to make sure that there's understandings there. This is a different way of looking at things, but it's actually a reality to some people. So it's like industry standard. So, damn Capricorn. Take what's yours and leave what's not. You got double Aquarius energy here. So, damn. Be mindful of the water moccasin vibes. So those of you, when it comes to emotional connections, be mindful of the water moccasins. Ooh, Cappies. Some of y'all just stay single right now. Sit down, shut up, put focus on you. Be mindful of your creative ideas. Who's in the room? Don't intermix your personal life and your romantic life, your business life and your work life. Someone wants to do a dating show or thinking about a dating show. But this is going to be rather interesting for you. Some of you stay single and focus on what's important. And how much creative sort of control are you willing to give up when it comes to something? Who's in the room? This is like a comedian that someone steals their jokes. Especially if it's a romantic relationship or partnership. Good luck. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. This is a beautiful energy. You got to get used to something. Bigger pond, bigger fish. The energies are different. This is like a reality, though, so this isn't all that dramatic. Some of you, this is just not what the fuck you're used to. So this is going to take some getting used to. But it's an upgrade. Stay away from the water moccasins, though. So be very mindful of your emotional connections right now. Especially if you're learning to navigate in this energy. Peace, love, and light. Good luck. God bless, Cappies.